Hello guys, my name is Stephen Akintayo, host of Investment Chat in the Rolls Royce, and welcome to another wonderful episode. Today we are going back to the Americas and I have here Kelvin Knight. How are you today?
Excellent.
Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you again.
So before the camera started rolling, my first question was, have you done your DNA, your ancestral DNA test?
Not yet, but it's this trip alone definitely is forced. It's sped up the process.
Okay.
You know, everywhere I go, they ask me, where are you from?
Yeah.
And then when I say the U.S.,
they
said, no, but where are you from? I don't know. I'm from the U.S. So now I have to.
Yeah, you have to. I remember Bishop T.D. Jakes traced his ancestors to Nigeria, to the Igbo tribe.
Yeah.
You know, and you need to see the joy in his face. It's like, finally I know where I'm from.
It's an anchor. It's a sense of self, because a lot of our history has been stolen from us. And so that's our little sneak peek back into the past.
How has that limited most African Americans from, chasing their dreams, particularly in the line of investment and entrepreneurship?
As far as not knowing where they're from, I think there's what I've noticed from traveling the world. There's a sense of community in different cultures, and being that our culture was kind of stripped from us, I think it's harder to come together. For example, here in the UAE, I see a lot of cultures come together, stick together, network,
and build wealth collectively.
Exactly. And so when you lose that sense of family, you're not incentivized to stick together unless you just understand the importance of coming together. But that's not necessarily taught. It's learned behavior. Versus when you're from there, it's just part of the culture of growing up in Nigeria or Kenya or wherever people are from.
So your business is quite interesting. So you're into luxury travel.
Right.
Tell us a bit about it.
So we do luxury travel, adventure travel, from camping trips to ski trips to, trips to the UAE, to Dubai, Cape Town, South Africa, Rio. But essentially what my organization does is we bring African Americans, from the U.S. and take them around the world. Obviously through marketing, through just their sense of knowing who I am and being comfortable to travel with me. They use it as an opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to go to Dubai with Urban Events Global because I see how they travel. They travel the right way. It's informational. We will hit all the different tour spots wherever we go, but it's also fun. You get to meet a lot of people, a lot of locals, local traditions, local customs, eat at different places, and then you have fun at night. I mean, you party as well because we're a luxury company, but we're also an adventure travel company. Each event has its own personality. Has its own personality. Some trips are more expensive. Some are cheaper. Some are larger. Some are smaller. So each event has its own
average of how much, so that I know whether I can afford you or not.
So, the Dubai trip was, depending on if it was one person or two persons per room, and depending on when you book, because the price changes, can be anywhere from $1,800 US to $3,500
That's
US.
still reasonable.
Yeah, very reasonable. And that covers your hotel and, the Burj Khalifa. It covers a lot of different activities, as we drive by the Burj.
Okay, so they are able to go to the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah, Burj Khalifa, the frame.
How about Burj Al Arab?
We go to all the to-go-to tourist places that you're supposed to go to.
For how long?
Oh, we'll take the regular tour. So it may be an hour or two to go to the 124th floor sky deck of the Burj. The hotel that we're staying at, we have a view of downtown of the Burj. So we make sure, it's actually the only 5-star hotel connected to the Burj. So we make sure that we give the guests a memorable experience.
Beautiful.
And not just, nothing. It's quality.
I love that. investment. This is an investment show. Is luxury travel an investment?
Is it an investment? Yes. I think with the internet, the speed of which information travels over the last 20, 30 years has taken off. One of the biggest hurdles of travel was just information, the unknown. I'm scared. I don't want to travel there.
Yeah.
But with social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, now I can show you the world as it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can do that. You know, since I've been here, this is my 3rd week. People have already started trying to sign up to come to Dubai.
Wow.
Because now it's attainable. Now they see, okay, that company did it.
Yeah.
All of those people from different age brackets, from 25 years old to 75 years old. If she can do it or he can do it, now I can do it. So it's definitely profitable. It's an investment. It's also educational. And so as you get older and as you can afford these types of things, your wants in life start to change. And you seek different knowledge and you want to learn more about cultures. So you start taking these trips.
True.
So it's definitely an experience. I obviously enjoy it.
Yeah,
So I can talk about this all day.
Amazing. Amazing.
You definitely have to come to the U.S. and let me know when you're there so I could, like, wherever you're at.
I'm always in the U.S. I'm always in the U.S. I'll be back in February. I was coming from the U.S. this time.
Okay. Where are you going?
This last trip, and I visited a lot of cities. This last trip, I spent a month. I was in Maryland. I was in Boston.
Okay.
I was in Dallas, Houston, and Manhattan.
See, I live in Houston.
Oh, okay.
So Houston and Dallas are 4 hours apart.
Yeah.
So I have a home in Dallas and an apartment in Houston. So it's a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, so just drive down.
Approximately, if you fly, 45 minutes, an hour. You know, if you fly. Sometimes I fly, sometimes I drive.
Okay.
Flying is actually, it's cheaper for me to fly than to drive sometimes.
Okay.
But just because you can find a pretty cheap ticket.
Yeah.
And my car's a gas guzzler.
Yeah.
You know, a G-Wagon only gets like 10 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
So you're going to spend a plane ticket worth of gas just trying to get there.
Yeah.
But what brought you to Houston?
I saw that Steve Harvey was here recently.
Yes.
What do you think is the main attraction bringing a lot of Africans, Americans rather, but and a lot of in recent time African Americans to Dubai? What is it about Dubai that is drawing them?
One of the biggest misconceptions about Dubai for Americans is that it's expensive.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks expensive.
Yeah.
Dubai is actually less expensive than most places in the U.S.
Very true. I
Realize
testify to that.
Yeah. So it's, I don't want to say cheaper because that word has a negative connotation, but it's less expensive than imagined. And so when you start looking up the prices and the activities, I'm thinking, I can do that. The flight is expensive.
Yeah.
But anywhere you travel from the U.S. is going to be, you know, $800, $1,000, $4,000, depending on if you want to fly economy or business class.
Yeah.
But that's typically your biggest expense is going to be the transportation there. Everything else is going to be up to you how you want to travel.
Yeah.
Where do you want to stay? Do you want to stay at a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star? Do you want to eat at McDonald's or do you want to eat, you know? So at that point it's up to you, but it's attainable for all. For those who save money to do it and have the want. You have to have the want to travel.
Wow.
Right.
Amazing. One of the major concerns for me when I started visiting the U.S. was how the African American community is not investing in entrepreneurship and the culture of investment. How same with what I see in Nigeria, where I'm from, we still have the victim mentality. It's the fault of the government, they are against us, it's racism. And yet, there are certain things we have control over. There are certain things that you and I can change. And we don't do those things, we don't change those things. I remember meeting a gentleman at Atlanta, Georgia, who said he started a business and brought in African Americans to work with him. And at some point, many of them literally milk the business dry. You know, so there's something with the crap mentality with our people. How did you move out of that? And how can that mindset be changed?
It's going to take time. right? Because a few different things. There's information, having access to information, the want, the drive, but also having the money, the capital. It takes money to make money. With that being said, I think you can make a lot of money just on utilizing social media. Some people are just too lazy to want to use social media to promote their own business. Now more than any time in the past has it been the easiest to start a business.
Yeah.
You know.
How did you come out of the project for you? Like, you know, you're running your business and it's growing.
Yeah, so I started off, I spent about 16 years in financial services, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, private equity, real estate investment trusts.
Wow.
While I was doing those things, I was also just living my life, like traveling, hanging out, going to these different places. So
I see.
it was a natural progression. I didn't just start the company. I started it while I was still working in corporate America. And so I had the capital, I had the resources, and I made the time. You know, people say, "Oh, I don't have time." Well, you have to make the time. I made the time to study the craft and figure out how to make what I already enjoyed doing profitable. You know, travel traditionally, you know, travel agents don't make a lot of money, but what I learned in corporate America is it's all about how you structure the deal.
Yeah,
You
true,
know?
true.
I can tell the hotel, I am a travel agent, but I don't use my credentials because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
They're going to give you a 10%, 10% back from whatever the room costs. Why not just negotiate with the hotel and say, hey, I want this $100 room for $80 a night, and I want 30 of those rooms, and I'll pay half of it up front. Okay. So now instead of $100, I only spend $80. So that's a $20 kickback to me, as opposed to $10. You see?
Yeah.
When a hotel gives you a contract, it's okay to take that contract, read it, cross out some stuff, add whatever you want, send it back and say, this is what I want. People don't think to do that. But it's all about money.
Wow.
I'm not taking money from the hotel. I'm just not giving them the opportunity to make as much money. You see what I'm saying? I'm decreasing the margin. It's all about the margin.
Okay. So I realized that business conversations are boring. When you know, oh, what's your business? What's the investment? Yeah,
Depends on the audience.
To you,
Right.
it's not boring. But when you're trying to get a new audience, because for me, we showed this show on national television in Nigeria. It's the biggest national television. And so I knew I was also attracting new audience.
Right.
And so I wanted to make something that draws their attention, where yet the conversation is a bit deeper.
Right.
You know, so they are attracted because of the Rolls Royce. But what we're then discussing,
The content.
the
is
content then open your mind up into entrepreneurship, into the need to invest, into how to be able to afford luxury. Luxury isn't bad, but you need to understand how to afford it.
How to get from point A to point B and overcome those hurdles.
Exactly. And we Africans, even African Americans, the same. We struggle to become entrepreneurs.
Right.
We struggle to invest. We like the luxury, but we don't want to go through the process.
Right.
And, you know, so I felt the show will begin to, and when you want to change a culture, media is critical. You know, so I felt the show will begin to change the mindset of people. Listen to stories of entrepreneurs, listen to stories of investors and what they did and how they did it. More people will be open to investing, into becoming entrepreneurs, rather than the culture of, I want to be a big superstar, you know, and then I can afford luxury. But guess what? Once I stop succeeding, I lose all my assets. And that's what happens to us.
To a lot of people.
Yeah, even the sports stars, the same thing. Because they don't understand the root principles behind building wealth, the core principles around entrepreneurship and value and wealth creation.
You're absolutely right. And I tell a lot of people that because with sports, you're one injury away from being
and
broke.
you're done.
So you want to make money with your mind.
Exactly.
You know, make money with your mind. Now, even if you're a famous artist.
Exactly.
If you hurt your hand,
Yeah.
you're no longer painting. So
True.
you have to understand the business
True.
of art.
Yeah.
So even if you can't physically
Yeah.
paint
True.
anymore, I can at least run an art institute
Exactly.
with my mind.
Exactly.
And so I only
Yeah.
invest in businesses that I can do with my mind.
Yeah.
If it's physical labor,
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I'm at a position now
Yeah.
that I can just do what I want to do. So it's a little different. You can pick and choose
Yeah.
what you do, which is way different than
Yeah.
being forced to do something because you have to.
Mm-hmm.
I can choose to come back to Dubai
True.
or never come back again.
True.
You know. So,
Yeah.
but I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing. It's well needed because there's not a roadmap to or a blueprint to
Yeah.
be successful.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
certain principles
Yeah.
as far as working hard, but
Exactly.
the world moves so fast. Having access to information is powerful. You're giving them access to information.
Yeah.
So I think your show's going to continue to take off.
Thank you.
You can only go up. from
No,
here.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and once people see the value
Yeah.
in the U.S., and I can help you with this as well,
Okay.
because with the education system and teachers,
Yeah.
they are teaching on YouTube nowadays.
True. True.
What you're filming is technically a class.
Yes,
You're
it
filming
is.
classes that
True.
you're giving away for free.
True.
Kind of like Gary Vee. I'm
Yeah,
sure you
yeah, yeah. I know
Vee is.
Gary.
Yeah.
Crazy guy.
Yeah.
Crazy,
He's
lovely,
wildly
lovely.
successful.
Yeah, wild.
But the blueprint is he's giving
Yeah.
out information,
True.
and then you make your money
Yeah.
on the back end.
That's
it's
true.
going to come.
That's true.
You know,
That's
more's
natural.
more's going to continue
Yeah,
to come.
definitely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. My next question will be: what are your three main investment principles, or as well as quotable quotes, if you have any?
The best way to answer that question, I think, is a few minutes ago we were talking about the youth.
Yeah.
And so I used to tell my investment clients, invest in what you know and invest in what the kids are doing. And so I told my staff,
Invest in what you know, invest in what the kids are doing.
whatever that kid wants for Christmas, find out who makes that product.
Wow.
Because whatever they're doing marketing-wise is working. Because you're getting in front of the kids. And the kids are protected because to get to the kid, you have to get through the parent
That's true.
or through the school teacher.
That's true.
So whoever's marketing that product is doing an extremely good job of getting their product in
Yeah.
front of the kid. Not to mention that stock price is about to go through the roof because every kid in America wants a PlayStation 5 or a pair of Jordans or whatever the case. Case in point, TikTok, the social media app.
Yeah.
That's a kid app.
That's
or at least it was.
Viral.
It was a kid app.
That's a viral.
And so I told my staff, keep an eye out on TikTok
Wow.
because the kids are doing it.
Wow.
6 months later, COVID hit. Everyone's on TikTok. They're at home doing dances. It took off.
Wow.
Look at just, I don't care if it's Tickle Me Elmo or Pokemon or whatever. Just find out what the kids are doing. Also, stick with what you know. If you're a doctor and you want stock advice, stick to medicines. Don't try to invest in oil and gas or real estate or
Preach it.
stick to medicines.
Preach it.
Because you know that industry more than any financial professional will ever know medicine.
Yeah.
You're going to know.
Yeah.
I'm just a financial guy that reads
Yeah.
reports,
True.
but I'm not a doctor.
That's true.
I'm not a pharmacist. I don't
Yeah.
understand medicine. I don't
Yeah.
understand. I understand what I could research, but as a doctor, you're on the front lines every single day. You know that, if this new insulin medicine is going to take off, you know that before anybody in New York City or wherever the financial capital is. You just have to study your craft. If you're in real estate and you know that, the price of glass is going to go up pretty soon and they're building 20 other skyscrapers here that are going to need glass or
Yeah.
concrete, invest in the glass.
Whoa.
Invest in the concrete, so just understand your craft. So I don't know how to weave the principles in there, but that's
Yeah.
just two things that I've always told my clients: invest in what you know and invest in what the kids are doing.
Powerful. Third one, because I'm enjoying this one. It's three actually, so give us one more.
One more, if you really focus on those first two, you won't need a third.
Okay. Guys, we are having a great time here. Investment chat in a Rolls Royce with Stephen Akintayo. My guest is Kelvin Knight. He is top guru when it comes to luxury travels, and he's been sharing a lot of wisdom in terms of investment and entrepreneurship. I always tell people about how powerful the power of exposure. I often use the law of imagination. You attract into your life people, situations, circumstances that correlate to the dominant thoughts. I think that when it comes to luxury travel, people feel it's a waste of money and it's not yet really an investment. But I disagree, because I feel exposure is one of the biggest investment you can make in yourself. Just getting the exposure.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
as the exposure comes alive, you're seeing possibilities. You're seeing the gap that you talked about. And you're able to fill in that gap, and that turns to money. So share more about how people can turn their leisure travel to money.
So basically, if I can repeat the question, how can someone do what I'm doing?
Yeah. No, not do what you're doing, but if I'm using your service, how do I monetize that? If I say, hey, Kelvin, help me organize a trip to Bahamas, right? What are the things to look out for so that trip, right, becomes monetized?
Right. So a lot of
Directly or indirectly?
Yeah, a lot of social media influencers travel with us as well.
Okay.
So they use it for the photo op, because again, they're selling themselves.
Yes.
And so they're creating, they're going to take a picture at the different hashtag signs or the different malls or shopping.
Yeah.
They do that on my trip. And so they use that as exposure, because they're selling that to other sponsors, other companies who are now wanting to sponsor their trips.
Very true.
So now they're getting their trip sponsored because they're an influencer and they have 20,000 followers, 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
Some people have a couple million followers that travel with us.
What's your final advice to young people as regards subject of investment, entrepreneurship?
For young people, take as many risks as you can, because this is the only time in your life where you're probably not paying rent. You don't have that many responsibilities. You don't have any mouth to feed. Take advantage, like, what did I just say a few minutes ago? Take advantage of the weakness.
Yeah.
Take advantage of mom and dad and say, hey, I want to try this. If you fail, you still have a home to go to. If you and I fail, a lot of other people fail. If we fail, a lot of people are either unemployed, we don't have a house to go to.
Very true.
If an 8-year-old or a 20-year-old fails, you still have another 10, 15 years to make it back up. If you're 60 years old, 70 years old, and you lose half your money, you're not going to get that back.
That's true.
If you're 20 years old and lose half your money, you don't have money anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very
and even
true.
if you did have millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and you lost half at 20, you can still get it back.
Very true.
And if you invested it right, you won't hurt. With COVID happening, that slowed down. That slowed down
to
travel.
ask that question, how has COVID affected your business?
COVID has affected the business. It's funny because we were still voted the top 5 adventure company in USA Today, even during COVID, because people trusted that much in our brand to still want to travel with us, because they understand that, one, I talk about my daughter a lot because that's where I am, but I do what I do to make sure I make it home safe. So if I'm traveling with the group, they know I'm only going to put us in the safest situations. But it's all about information and making people feel comfortable enough to travel.
Yeah.
Because there's so much bad information.
Yeah.
And there's also not only bad information, it's hard to keep up with the information.
That's true.
The COVID rules changed. Since we've been here, one of the young ladies had to go take a COVID test because she has a connecting flight through Amsterdam. Amsterdam changed the rules while we were here.
Wow.
So if you don't know that, and you're traveling with a company that doesn't put forth that amount of effort, she would have been stuck.
True.
But my staff and team let her know, hey, the rules in Amsterdam just changed. We're looking at your flight information. You need to go get a COVID test to even connect through Amsterdam to get back to the U.S.
Wow.
It's the little things that make all the difference.
Wow.
And people tend to appreciate that more either after the trip or when they travel with someone else and it doesn't go as well.
Yeah. So between a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, which is your preferred car?
Rolls Royce for sure.
Why?
Rolls Royce, you're meant to be driven in. A Bentley, you're meant to.
Can
So
you imagine?
that's that. So I don't want to do the driving.
That's another one.
That's as simple as that. You know.
I really want to say thank you for coming. I've written 35 books. They're all on Amazon. This is one of the bestseller, Maximizing Your Real Estate Investment, by Stephen Akintayo. It's a gift to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Guys, I just finished another fantastic episode of Investment Chat in the Rolls Royce with Kelvin Knight, and it's been a wonderful episode. Don't forget to stay tuned and watch the next episode. We are streaming live across my social media handle and channels television network every 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and you can check all the other local timing. We love you from here. Bye bye.
See you guys.